guys, Life Hackster here. It has been a year that I have my Ring Spotlight Cam wired or the plugged-in version, about 11 months on the Ring Spotlight Cam battery, and about 8 months on the mount version. Because they're all the same spotlight cameras and just different versions of it, I'll do a long-term review on all of them, and if anything comes up or any major changes, then I'll make another update video. I'll link all my past reviews and updates in the description down below. First, let's talk about the battery version of the Ring's Spotlight Cam. I know I made a couple more videos on this version just because of issues that I had and actually wasn't recommending it. It has freezing and choppiness on the video feed, which was a major con for me. Now, these issues were on the battery version only. Both plugged in and the mount versions doesn't have this issue. But good news though, and I really don't know when it started, but these issues are now fixed. These were the footage before. And now, I haven't experienced any choppiness or freezing. Everything is the same on my setup, so I'm assuming Ring updated something. Since my last update and complaining about the freezing footage, I uninstalled the camera and just placed it in a corner drawer inside the house. It wasn't turned off, but mostly it was in standby mode to test how long the battery lasted, which is actually decent. The battery lasted about 3 and 5 months for me, and the 5 months was mostly in standby mode. I have 2 batteries, which you can install both in the camera, and one will act as a backup. And when the first one drains out, it will automatically switch to the other one. You will get multiple notifications though that the camera's battery is almost depleted. So if you have installed a backup battery, just ignore the notifications and it will eventually switch to the backup one. Then you can remove the used up battery, charge it, which takes about 8 to 10 hours. Now a good thing about 2 batteries is that there will be no downtime. The camera is still working and monitoring while the now backup battery is charging. When it is fully charged, just install it back in, then it will now be the backup battery. If you don't want to climb up to the camera 4 times a year or twice a year if you have 2 batteries, then you can purchase the solar panel kit. One thing about the solar panels, it needs to have direct sunlight at least 2 hours a day to top off the battery. If not, then you'll be better off just buying backup batteries. I have the original Ring Spotlight Cam solar panel ever since I bought the camera, but I only used it for a couple of months for testing. Wasserstein also makes a solar panel for the Spotlight Cam, which is cheaper than the Ring one, and they provided me one for this video. And also, they included a silicone cover. I read several comments about the effectiveness of silicone cover and it might actually be a bad thing for the camera. I haven't really tested it, but I think for battery-powered cameras, which are mostly in standby mode and not generating heat, they should be okay. Well, especially for my Spotlight Cam battery, because when I installed it in my front yard and one side exposed to the afternoon sun, one side of the camera got discolored. I know with my floodlight cam, which is going on for more than a year, with full exposure to the elements, it still looks new. So anyways, a silicone cover should help minimize the effects of the sun. As to Wasserstein solar panel, it is almost identical to the rings, even the build quality, and is around $15 cheaper. So I'll be installing this also together with the two batteries in my front yard. And as long as no more issues with choppiness and freezing, this is going to be a more or less permanent placement for this camera. It is easier to hook up the solar panel cable to the camera first before you get out to the location where you are going to install it. First, you need to open up the battery compartment. Then you need to push the top button while pushing the mount arm down to remove it. You need to remove the rubber seal out to expose the power port where you need to hook up the cable. Slide the mount back again and now you can plug in the cable. To secure it, you need to use the two screws that are included. Now, time to install it outside. Screw in the solar panel base, then attach the solar panel. Push the camera in the mount and lock the position in place. And try to hide the extra wires as much as you can. This is the only thing I don't like on solar panel installs, the extra wire. As you can see, I started with 83%, and after a couple of hours with the panel in direct sunlight, it is fully charged. Okay, now we will talk about the Ring Spotlight Cam wired or the plugged-in version. Since I installed this in my back patio a year ago, it has been working without any issues. I uninstalled it one time just to be able to test out other cameras. But at this time and probably for a while, this will be its permanent location. If you're looking at the Ring Spotlight camera and debating which one to buy, check to see first if you have electrical power access, either an outlet or a junction box or an existing light fixture. If you have it, I'll highly recommend getting the wired or plugged-in version, or the Spotlight Cam mount version for junction box install. These two cameras are the same as to the camera unit themselves, and they are actually interchangeable. The difference is only on the mounting base. If you don't have any electrical power access, then that's the only time I would check out the battery version. The benefit of having wired versions as compared to battery power Spotlight Cam is that it will record 3 seconds earlier when motion is triggered. It also uses both PIR motion detection and software algorithm, which you will get less false alerts, and you can customize the area of detection. The battery one only has PIR motion detection, and the motion zones customization is a bit limited. The wired ones also records in 1 minute and a few second increments, while the battery one only at 30 seconds. Also, with the wired version, if motion still persists, the cool-off period is around a minute, so there will be little to no gaps on the recording, and will continue to record until the motion stops. With the battery version, it also has about a minute of cool-off period, but it only records for 30 seconds. So there will be gaps in the recording if the motion lingers for longer periods. Another feature that is not available in the battery-powered Spotlight Cam is controlling the lights themselves. You're not able to adjust the motion settings for the lights or adjust the brightness as compared to the wired version. All of the Spotlight Cams are now able to record in full color at night when the lights are on. I am seeing more videos here in YouTube and in the Rings neighborhood in the app that are in color mode at night. So that's good.
This is an audio and video test of the Ring Spotlight Cam wired version. And also, I should be in full color. This is an audio and video test of the ring spotlight cam battery version. And I should be in full color.
If you still don't have this feature and still shows grainy black and white, even when the spotlights are on, contact Ring and tell them to update your camera to have the enhanced night vision. Now, I'll be doing tests to the spotlight cam that I usually do when I review Wi-Fi cameras.
Motion detected in the backyard. Motion detected in the backyard.
Now, let's test from notification to app opening speed and two-way audio. Please note that my phone is not connected to Wi-Fi but to mobile LTE connection. Hey bud, can you hear me?
Sure.
Alright, I'm just testing the two-way audio for the Ring Spotlight Cam. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Alright, good. Alright, thank you.
Hey, bud, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'm just testing the two-way audio for the Ring Spotlight app. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Alright, good. Alright, thank you. Hey, bud, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'm just testing the two-way audio for the Ring Spotlight app. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Alright, good. Alright, thank you.
Overall, my Ring Spotlight cameras are working without any major issues. One thing I will say though, that Ring cameras are sensitive to Wi-Fi. They will usually be unreliable and have difficulty to connect if Wi-Fi is not in the lower RSSI range. And you can see this in the device health tab. Mine runs from 40s to 50s except for the battery spotlight which is in the 60s, 61 range. This one and the mount version are connected via an extender. So if your RSSI is more than 60 and you're having connection issues, then you will need an extender for the camera to work reliably. Well, that's it guys, and thanks for watching, and I'm hoping you liked the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button below to get long-term reviews like this video, product reviews, comparison videos, and product updates. Thank you.